Today, it changes everything. The whole draft. We just signed Trent Williams. Does that mean that we no longer go for offensive linemen? Are we set at left tackle for the next 2 years because that's what Trent Williams signed? Or are we going to go other positions like wide receiver or defense? Do we furtherly protect Brock Purdy? Because right now, we are absolutely close to being set for offensive line. We still have a question at left guard. Do we actually draft a left guard to further protect Purdy? Or do we shift our focus now completely to the defense like we did last year? I believe there are positions like wide receiver now that Kyle is going to attack. Even though we signed Mike Evans and other players that we're going to have probably in the future, as far as in the middle of the season and in the draft. But what are we going to draft in the first 2 rounds now? We have all of the players that we need. Now we need what we were probably the worst in the league last year, if not the last, which is pass rush. Or do we still have a viable big-time wide receiver outside Mike Evans? Is he going to stay healthy? Are we going to go with these top wide receivers in the first 2 rounds? Or are we going to go back and further to make the defense even more stronger? Pass rush, receiver. Do we go safety? Do we pick a safety, one of the EMW guy or Teneman or one of my favorite, AJ Halsey? There are other safeties and cornerbacks that now come to play in first and second round. These are the questions that we literally have 4 days to draft, which is draft day number 1, round 1, and we still have not solidified exactly what positions are we going to pick. Always what I say is go where you are needed, best player available. I agree, best player available is always the case, but also you have to factor in what your team needs. But with that said, wide receiver now becomes probably Kyle's priority, right? Defense with, the new defensive scheme. Do we go safety? Do we go cornerback? Who do we pick? So these are the areas that I think outside of the offensive line, not meaning that we're not going to draft offensive line, are we going to pick a center for future or a left guard or even a right tackle? I mean, how long these players are going to hold up? Do we have viable backup? Because if we're going for the deep into the playoff and the Super Bowl, we need to solidify this draft. And so with that, I have to still go back to what I was always inclined to do, to picking pass rushers. If a best pass rusher is there at number 27, I would want us to draft go back in the draft, maybe on the top of the second and top 15 of the second round, to pick up another, third round and fourth round, or maybe even a fifth round, to get those players that we really need, because 6 players ain't going to cut it. Most of those players are probably not going to start because now we have the offensive line, but do we shore it up? Do we come back with wide receivers? Which wide receivers are we going to pick? Are we going to with Omar Cooper? Are we going to go with Concepcion? None of those guys are really, for me, viable options. There are other wide receivers, and later on, like Chris McAllister, I like Ted Hurst. There's a few other guys, Deshaun Stribling that I spoke with in one of my videos. These are strong players that we can have to come in to actually learn and get better and better with the good attitude and good potentiality of being passionate about the game. So with that, I will end the video. I will pose the question: is the draft simply now set? Do we go for wide receiver? Who do we pick at wide receiver? Do we go for Omar Cooper if he falls to us? Who's going to argue not to go for Omar Cooper? or Concepcion. Most of these players, they've had their scouts that have some and not so positive things about the players. Some drafts are saying that yes, or rather experts saying that both are very good. They can become pro bowlers or good starters. For me, there are players in the draft that can absolutely do the job for Kyle Shanahan. We have Mike Evans. We have other players that now are going to be not only are going to come back from injuries like Pearsall and other players that from the rookie guys from last year, Watkins, and let's see, we have, just to name all of the wide receivers that we have: Jacob Cowing, Junior Bergen, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Watkins, Colton Dow. Who's going to make the camp? Who's going to make the team? So these are the questions. Is Kyle's going to be content with, Mike Evans? That's pretty much probably a one-year deal. Is Ricky Pearsall's going to show that he's going to be a good player and stay for another 2 or 3 years? Is he going to do his second contract? Or Kyle's going to just give up and say, you know what, Pearsall, you had your chance. That's it. I'm going for so-and-so player in first and second round, Or Bosa comes back. He's not up to par. He's still rusty. He's still not 100%. Do the team look at these players and say, these players are ready to contend with Seattle, with Rams, with Buffalo, and, top teams that made it to the playoff last year. And these are the teams, even some teams are probably coming up that were knocking on the door, and now they're going to be probably in the playoff. They're getting better. They're getting stronger. They're getting to go fight with teams like Seattle and us and Rams and Buffalo and Kansas City that might come back after a down year last year. These are the questions. Let me know in the comment, fellas. Let me know what you think we should draft. If we're drafting a wide receiver now, or we're drafting an offensive lineman now, or do we go edge rush? These are all the questions. We have 4 more days to go. I might do another video about possibly wide receiver. I've done one previously, but now I can do another one in lieu of this new signing with Trent Williams that changes everything. Thank you again, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and make a comment. Let me know, who do you want to draft in round 1 and round 2. Until then, peace out.